All right, today is Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. I didn't get dressed today. I just been lounging around. Supposed to sign up for another course load, but I'm not sure if I really want to take it. But just a couple of things left that I need to disclose in case, something happens to me or somebody tries to blame me for something for my past actions for the past couple of months or past couple of years since I got out the Army. I think this was like a setup of everything before I got out the Army, like to watch me fall. Because I had certain people trying to tell me to stay in the Army. Like if you're talking to an old friend of mine and you want to be in a relationship with somebody, be in a relationship with that person, regardless if I used to talk to them or not. If you're a family member of mine, you're talking to a man that I used to talk to him. You're leaving room for me for something new. So it's not going to hurt me. What else? I guess people think I have a hard heart. Like I don't love, like if you see your mom and your family members go through things in past relationships, and I don't know if they did this to trick me or to mess with my head, but moving forward, I would like, somebody that's more genuine when it comes to like really loving me for me. A man getting mad at me because I asked my mother for advice about things that I had experienced with a particular individual or individuals. It's one thing to say you talk to your mom about everything, but if she used to be a little young hoochie out there in the streets or having different experiences, or all the older women that used to be young back in the day, and a man is getting mad because you pick up the phone and you say, so-and-so did this, am I in the right mindset? Instead of, they either don't want you talking to your friends about what they do to you, or they don't want you talking to their mother about what they do to you because they want to have some type of control over you or to humiliate you so that you'll lower your standards or lower your confidence or, mess with your head like I didn't cheat on you, but I did this to make you feel bad. And then to try to tell you that you shouldn't talk about it. It's not that you hate that person, but it's like, especially if you're a young woman and you never experienced certain things, and instead of a man being upfront with you and saying, I don't like you, they'll just do little manipulative things to hurt you. And that can mess with you long term if you don't have a strong foundation, if you don't have a strong support system. Be like, girl, don't pay that no attention. Next. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, I know that some people that I used to know or some family members of mine are saying like, keep family business off the internet. It's not about keeping family business off the internet. It's about covering myself right now because, like I said, people are trying to tell me like, manage your finances. When my finances were managed, when my credit score was good, when my car was paid off, I'm being told like, you think you're perfect. You don't think about nobody else. You do this, you that. But I'm like, if you don't invite me anywhere, if you don't invite me to the baby shower, if you don't call me and say, hey, can I borrow $50? I need some groceries. Can you spot, especially if it's a family member of mine and you don't call me and make me feel like I'm needed, then of course it's going to come off like I'm selfish and that I'm not there for anybody. But if you call me and you make me feel like I'm needed, like I'm a part of the family, then of course I'm going to be thinking about you guys more. But if you don't extend yourself like, Chandra, we need you, then of course I'm just going to stay off in the cut and say to myself, like I said, I've never been interested in none of my family members' husbands. They've never done anything to me to make me feel any type of way. If they, like when I was at my cousin Tamika's house and her husband Marion came around the corner, he just scared me because he came around the corner real fast. But I didn't think nothing past that. It's just like somebody coming, around the corner and it like jolts you and it scares you. That's it. It's okay if you verbally say, I don't want you staying at my house when you come to visit me. Can you get a hotel room? Or, like up until recently, I've always been welcome in my family members' houses, but now I guess I'm quote unquote I'm a woman, quote unquote, like smelling myself, or I know I'm a woman. So, I know to stay at a hotel, or not stay at your house, or whatever the case is. What else? There's no need to track my phone calls. I don't know if you're trying to get me caught up in something, or just whatever it is, you need to stop, because I can't see anybody pulling out their driveway. I can't see, what nobody's wearing. If anything, I trusted my female cousins in the past, because I'm like, these are women with experience. I could call them, I could ask them questions, no judgment. But I guess I can't do that moving forward. I guess I have to find somebody, maybe in another state, somebody that doesn't know me from nothing. And hopefully my family doesn't come after them and try to poison them either, because I confided in them about things that I feel like I wanted to confide in them about to get some answers. What else? I'm not interested in no type of breast augmentation surgeries, no type of BBL surgeries. If that's what you want to get, I mean, if it's necessary that I have to get it, but other than that, I'm not interested in that. I don't know why all this has happened, why all this has transitioned. I'm only one woman. I can't take care of my brothers. I can't take care of my mom by myself, and every time I come around, or I have came around, I tried to, want to be able to be like, I'm not selfish. I enjoy your company. It's either I'm too laid back, I'm not hopping around enough for you. And I'm like, does anybody treat my cousin Johnny like this? He's a grown man. He doesn't have, as far as I'm concerned, he ain't got no kids. I don't know if he's got any kids. He's not married the last time I checked. But I'm like, does anybody treat my cousin Johnny like this? And then, just a lot of things. Like, I've never had like sexual contact with a woman. As far as like me wanting to be interested in a woman, I might be nice to another woman because I know it's hard in life, but I'm not like taking care of a woman. I'm not paying a woman's light bill that, not less, it's like my mom or somebody, but my mom's married now. She got a whole husband, as far as I'm concerned, not unless there's something else that I don't know about. Like, I'm to the point right now, like, by January 1st, 2027, if I have to leave the country, drop everything I ever worked hard for and put it behind me and start a new life, then that's what I have to do, because what I have just experienced has all been a setup to watch me have a downfall. No, like I said, like I'm not hiding my sexual activity. If a man doesn't approach me, he doesn't spark anything inside of me, like my head is going to be down. Like, I've had enough of the jokes, of the games, of whatever I just went through. I'm even questioning my whole entire military career if that was real versus real world versus outside world versus simulating, whatever I went through in the military, if all that was real or if that was just a joke. Like, looking back, like, my cousin's not telling me, like, they just made hints. Oh, so-and-so, I get a wax, or, so-and-so, I use the epilator on my legs because I use a razor on my legs to shave my legs. And I've had like nicks and stuff, like little cuts from like when I like banged my leg up against like a truck I was working on in a motor pool, or whatever the case was. When I was doing certain things, I nicked my legs up a couple of times. But, I'm just trying to cover all my bases for everything. I did have an interaction when I got back to Texas, because I noticed that like when I left Texas, for some reason I had a whole lot of people like mobbing around me every time I went somewhere. I had tried to stay off of social media because I had realized like people were trying to trigger me on purpose. So when I realized like something was happening to where my life was about to be put at risk, I came back to Texas. I went to Fur High School where I used to work at. I called up to the school. I was angry. I told them that it's somebody in this school, as far as like the people that I had worked with, all these names that I'm saying: Monique Amons out of Houston, Texas, Fur High School, the staff that works at Fur High School. Somebody orchestrated, and I'm not saying it was Fur High School. I'm not saying it was Monique Amons or the staff that I worked with up in the special education department, but I'm saying all of this was orchestrated in hopes of either something happening to me, like to try to pit somebody up against me. Like, my family thinks I have something against people that are darker skin tone. I've never had nothing against anybody that's darker skin tone. But what I'm not going to do is allow somebody to do the comparison model because people feel that I get some type of favoritism. I've never gotten any favoritism because I realized that all these people were put in place to give me a hard time. Different leadership people that I've had, different females that I've come into contact with, they were all put, like, as I was making it through the years, put strategically in place to monitor me, to see what type of person I am. And that's not right, because I haven't done that to anybody. I haven't done that. Now, I might have called people too much, okay? But all you had to say was like, I don't like you. Stop calling me. That's it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't do that. Let's be friends. I don't like you. I fucked you, but I don't like you anymore. But I still want to be friends with you. I just don't want to have sex with you. And I want you to see my life make progress and be great and leave you down at the bottom. No. I'm good with us just not communicating, going our separate ways. I don't send people around to see who's in a relationship with that person that I left. I'm like, I wish you the best. You know, like, that's it. So I let that come out of my mouth. I let that come out. I don't know, when I was in the military, like when somebody leaves work, now there was an incident where I'm like, does he really live over here? And I was like, I went to go try to see where they live at, but I made the wrong turn. So I didn't even go into the neighborhood that they actually live in. So that's that. As far as like me coming after anybody, like, I don't know who set all of this up. Somebody that I had, once again, another individual that, now this person got hurt really bad. I don't have anything to do with what happened to them. His name was Randy Adams. I had met him at Fort Campbell. He was a little jokester outside of work. I've had brief interactions with him. If anything, I was nice to him, even though I didn't really take him serious as far as somebody that, I could even anything with, because I said, this is a setup. This is a trick. I don't know what type of trick this is, but I said, something's not right with him. Like, everything in front of you looked good, but like, it was just something like a trick of the mind. I guess people were trying to like low key making fun of me. Like, you think you look good on the outside, but once you get to know you or whatever like that, like, you're not all that cracked up to be, which is really messed up. As far as like wanting to, have something with somebody. So, and what happened was, when I was at Fort Hood, if that was even really Randy. I had seen him, long story short, that's where I'm gonna leave it. And because I was working so much, I was like, I really don't feel like dealing with no man. Because I seen him at Fort Campbell, and then if that was him, I seen him at Fort Hood. But in my mind, I said, I really don't feel like dealing with anybody because I had to, work, and it was my last duty station. So I kind of just, when I got to Killeen, I didn't really talk to nobody. And then when my lease was up, I moved over to Temple, Texas, and I moved to Villa on the Hills, and that's where I met Pete, aka Panayotis to Jonas, like a year later. And one day when I was living in Temple, Randy just popped up in my head. I hadn't been watching the news. I hadn't been keeping up with anybody because I was too focused on getting out the military. And so I think I had his number in my phone at the time, and I called him, or it was something, but I ended up finding out that he was in the hospital in San Antonio. And it was my intuition, like he just popped up in my head, and I was like, I wonder how he's doing, what's going on with him. And I went to San Antonio. I did not even know this man had been hurt. I didn't know that he had been injured. When I seen him in the hospital, I was devastated. Like when I say I was devastated, I was like, I called my family, I called my mom. Well, when I went down there, I told my cousin, I said, I'm going to go. I think I told her I was going to see somebody in the hospital, but I didn't know the severity of what had happened to him. So when I get to the hospital, I see him in the hospital, and I was devastated. Like, and this is in the midst of, I guess, them having him do different surgeries and stuff. And he was, walking around the hospital. At that time, he was still still had some sedation and stuff. And I remember walking down to the hallway, and on the glass window in the hallway of the hospital, I had put homie, lover, friend on the window. But me and Randy were not in no type of relationship. We had a brief interaction, if you know what I'm saying, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. But once again, from my intuition, I wasn't monitoring him. I wasn't stalking him. I didn't have none of his social media. But for something like that to happen to him, I was devastated. Like, it's all cool, and when people make jokes and when people get in arguments and things get heated and stuff like that, but to actually carry out something to hurt somebody like that, like I was devastated. Like who in their right mind would go to lengths like that to do something to somebody? Now, I don't know the backstory of Randy. I don't know what Randy did in his free time. I don't know anything about what Randy did, outside of me knowing him from the Army. But I know for us, we didn't have nothing like romantic. There was nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I made a joke after, I told my friend, I was like, he ain't nothing but a nut or whatever. Like, being funny and looking for girls to cook for him, whatever the case is, but nothing in my mind to hurt, in my opinion, to hurt him. He was one of the instructors at Fort Campbell as a air assault instructor. I remember him when I was at Fort Campbell, and like I said, once again, we had a brief interaction, but I personally didn't know anything about what happened to him, who was involved, and what happened to him. Like I said, I grew up with my brothers. They crack jokes on me all the time. We fought and stuff like that, but hopefully my brothers would never try to send somebody to hurt me or poison me or anything like that. So let me clear that up. Let's see what else. I changed my description on my YouTube page, and I said at the end, I said dedicated to Sex and the City, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Mr. Big, and NCIS, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, because people are out here really acting up, and really getting upset. Like, I see people trying to, like, there's this guy on YouTube down in Houston. His fiance, she just graduated from medical school. He's an entrepreneur. I guess they're trying to trigger me like this could have been you. I already been to Greece. I already been to Italy. I've been to London twice. Like, what they have, that means they actually really like each other. But when somebody tried to play matchmaker with me, and I know exactly when I was making little jokes to friends of mine about, oh, I want this type of guy and I want him to be, it's like, you set me up and I took the bait, but then I started waking up because at the time I was working on my relationship with God, and I was like, it's something about him, even though like he's educated, he looks good on paper. And I remember old conversations that I had with people, of people saying, oh, you look like you need to be with somebody white. Got it. Making a joke with my friend at the time, Christina. Oh, I'm going to get with a guy that wears shorts down to his kneecaps. Got it. So, or, I'm probably going to talk to a nerdy guy. I was just saying that stuff because I just wanted people to be off my trail. Like, I just wanted dogs just sniffing my ass, male and female, trying to see what I like, why I'm not in a relationship. Somebody like you should be in a relationship. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in a relationship. Just like everybody doesn't deserve to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, even when I go down to the coffee shop, like, I'm still being monitored. I don't know what assimilation, what I'm in, but it's like, it's okay to tell somebody, like, to cut ties with people. It's okay. Like, you don't have to find nobody's next match. Like, you don't have to, like, I'm not in Love Island. I'm not on none of those TV shows. Like, I'm to the point now, I'm like, I already have debt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've already been made to feel like I'm crazy. I've already had my buttons pushed to, make me act out. Thank God I didn't go to jail or nothing like that. But I'm like, now, like my uncle trying to be funny, saying like, oh, I won't bother you no more. I won't speak to you. I'll block you. Your daughters have told me first verbally, I don't want to speak to you. Your daughters have verbally made me feel like I'm dirty, disgusting, checking my bags when I'm not there, when I came to visit them. Keisha, when I went down to Louisiana years ago before I graduated high school. Like, I don't need you guys to apologize to me. I just need y'all to act normal. Like, when I say act normal, like, if I move somewhere and I say, hey, can y'all come visit me? Give me a chance to say, y'all can come visit me. But all this pent up animosity, all of this girl talk, all of this, whatever y'all have manifested to make me look like or come across as, it needs to stop. It might be funny to you, but it's not funny to me. Getting mad at me because any man getting mad at me because I live by myself. Do you know how many women you've had sex with or so-called separated and you're not married and you're sleeping with other people? I'm over here single. I'm not married. And getting mad at me because you're either thinking, whatever I did spontaneous with you, and it's only been one person I did anything like, whatever you want to call it as far as spontaneous, it's only been one person. And everything else to me was just basic, if that's what you want to call it. But y'all sitting up having a meeting about me and talking about me and trying to figure out like what's my next game plan, or just trying to make me feel like things weren't easy for me, and why did she get to like, I didn't grow up in a military household. Y'all all benefited from somebody being in the military. I didn't even know I didn't even know what his benefits were, as far as like him being National Guard, college stuff that was available to me. I didn't know that. Only reason I went into the Army is because I seen how good my family members were doing around me, and it put pressure on me to like, okay, you need to do something with your life. No, I'm not walking around acting like I was the best soldier, because I sucked at giving PT. Yes, I had my fun or whatever when I was in my 20s. When I went to Germany and they gave me the little alcohol card for you to, your little voucher to get alcohol on base, I actually gave that card to somebody else because I wasn't drinking like that. I'm done with all the like biases being put on me. Like, only thing I could do now is worry about my brother Clarence, like trying to protect him, and hopefully Tevin starts doing better once once he gets out of jail. But I'm not living, I'm living for Chandra. I'm doing what Chandra does. Like, when I go to church, I'm being poisoned by the little croissants that they had put in there. So everybody's got their little team coming after me. I'm not hiding nothing. whatever woman you are, whatever issue you have with me, come find me. That's the best thing you could do for yourself, is to come find me. Trying to send a hitman to come after me, or trying to send older people down the street to come after me, come. I don't know if this is an illusion. I think they call it like an illusion to create drama, to create chaos. But I've recognized it now. So I'm like, leave me out of it. I don't have nothing to do with it. Okay? Like I said, when I get my Great Dane puppy, or whatever the case is, and, when I say I'm not Black Power, what I'm saying is, I like being Black. I wake up Black every day. I understand, like, I don't want to be included in no diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay? If I don't get the job, I just don't get the job. But trying to put light skin, dark skin against each other, or light skin, dark skin female against each other, or light skin, dark skin male against each other, stop. Have every person that's of a nationality, immigrated over here, first generation, second generation, and also too, those children that come from immigrant families, when they fill out FAFSA, when they fill out scholarships, they get a lot of money, okay? Because they're asking them about their demographics. So I really would like anybody that is saying stuff like, oh, my parents came over here and they weren't educated and they had to do this, and you got a lot of money for it too. So stop doing that to people. Stop. The people that already been living here, stop making us feel bad for you deciding to come to America and get educated and get all these good jobs, because America gave you the opportunity to do that. So the land of the free, America, you came over here and you utilized all the resources that we offer, okay? If you don't speak Spanish to me, or if the building that I'm applying to is in English and you're telling me that I have to learn Spanish, I think it should be the opposite. I should know a little bit of Spanish, but you should be trying to learn English, because the building is spelled in English, okay? So I've had a lot of people give me a hard time about learning another language, especially where everything is written in English. Government documents are written in English. Okay, I've helped people of different nationalities, or I've tried to speak a little bit of Spanish, the basics, to help people. If I can't help them, I bring up my translator on my phone, or, you know, I know how to go to somebody that I work with, depending on how busy the office is or whatever it has been in the case, to ask them to help somebody. Go find somebody else to pick on, because the next action that I'm about to take, if I have to go to the news and I have to report everybody, or whoever I have to go to report you, if you don't try to gun me down in the street, we're going to have some real problems. So, this is the last thing I have to say. And I'm saying this barefaced with my little house bonnet on, with a same t-shirt I've been wearing as like a little inside home t-shirt. Get over yourself. You're not hurting my feelings. Like, you're trying to get back at me for small interactions that I've had with you when you've been talking about me before I even knew you were talking about me. Before I even realized I'm supposed to have a problem with you that I didn't even know I'm supposed to have a problem with you about. Explain that. So, an invisible problem that I'm supposed to have with you. So, I'm done. I went and got a pap smear and I got a bill. They tell me that to get blood drawn is $290 something. Oh, first I had to pay for my pap smear, which is like $140 something. Then I had to pay to get blood drawn. That was like $290 something. Okay. And then I get, which I have to call the the office where I got the pap smear tomorrow. Then I get a bill in the mail saying that my blood work was $1,000 and something for my blood work. So I'm like, why was it $1,000 and something for the blood work when they told me at the office it was $290 something? So who's getting overcharging me? Like, what's really going on? So hopefully this is the last of my court purposes video to upload. I don't know who's built up all this animosity against me, this whole case against me. Like, I don't know. If y'all want me dead, just, you know, do what you got to do. I've accepted it. Like, I went to go get me some nachos after my pap smear because I had been fasting for like over 8 hours. So in the Uber, I had put Cheddars. And then when I pulled up to the Cheddars, I said, I think I want to get Mexican food. So I just walked, because it was right next door to each other. I ordered the nachos, and the meat was like smelling bad, and it didn't look like nachos. So I was like, is somebody trying to, like, once again involve me in something that I don't even know I'm a part of? If you want your life to be Sex in the City, if you want your life to be, if you want to have a divorce and you don't want to be with your husband, then go do that. But for somebody like me that's not hurting nobody, that's really trying to stay out the way, that's trying to, like, do something for herself, because things that I've experienced right now, you know, I'm just like, it's okay for you to wear nice jewelry. It's okay for you to have good skin. It's okay for you to live in a big house. It's okay for you to, you know, do all these things. I'm not messing with nobody. And stop trying to involve me to, like, now I know I've been purposely triggered to create chaos and drama and be looked at as like I'm the one creating the drama. Like I'm the one, but it was really meticulously articulated. People got together and created a storyline that they wanted me to be in. I don't want to be in the storyline. So please stop, and good night.